And welcome back. This is the AM Report. My name is Aldrin Sampear. Let's start off with this conversation. So tomorrow marks the last day for Spaza shop owners to apply for business registration. Some owners say that they are struggling to submit the required documentation. For more on this, we are now joined by the Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs Minister Velenkosini Hlabisa. Minister, very good morning to you. Thank you so much for making time for us. So since the bylaws that were gazetted by your department for municipalities to look into and whether or not they will be adopting them, are you able to say how many councils so far have adopted those bylaws?
Good morning, Aldrin, and the viewers of Newzroom Afrika. In responding to your question, we are tallying our figures, and by Monday, we will have a confirmed figure of how many municipalities have adopted the bylaws, but a number of them have done so, and others are still doing the process of consultation, which also does not prevent the business people to apply in order to meet the deadline of 21 days. But I do, Aldrin, want to put the correct record. 21 days lapses on Tuesday, 17 December, because you calculate the working days. Monday is a public holiday, you don't count it, so the cutoff date is Tuesday, the 17th of December.
The cutoff date is Tuesday, the 17th. Where did the confusion then come in, Minister? Because even government themselves have been communicating that this is the deadline. Right now, we just concluded a conversation with the MEC for Economic Development in Gauteng, and they are also clear that tomorrow is the deadline.
Aldrin, yourself, if you can take the calendar, my brother, so that we assist. The announcement was made by the president on Friday evening, and there was no municipality opened on Saturday and Sunday. Then you start calculating on Monday. You have 4 weeks, which makes 20 days tomorrow, and Monday is a public holiday. Then it goes to Tuesday. A circular is still going to be produced today to confirm the date that it is Tuesday other than tomorrow. And from a calculation point of view, and we are really sorry for any confusion, and we had even the media running the story yesterday. That is why we said, but if you calculate on a calendar, 21 days will expire on Tuesday.
Okay, so 21 days expires on Tuesday. Sorry, Minister, and maybe this is just to provide further clarity. So the announcement was made on the 15th, am I correct?
Yes, at night.
Yes.
Friday evening.
Yes, but the president in his statement said starting today, meaning that day one being on the 15th. Was the president incorrect in what he expressed there?
No, Aldrin, if it was in the evening on Friday, there was no municipality open on Friday evening. So now it cannot be counted Friday evening from a normal point of view. The president said 21 days.
Starting today.
These 21 days.
21 days starting today. That's the words that he used.
Yes, yes, Aldrin. Then now, start calculating 21 days. You can't calculate Friday because municipality offices were closed already by then. Then your first day will be the next calendar day, which was Monday. Which then, because even Aldrin, if you move from the premise, let us not make a confusion. The point at night, you can't calculate that day as a working day. People cannot go and register in the evening. That is why your first calculation starts from the next working day, which is Monday.
Yeah. Well, there might be an issue then with what's happening in the presidency if the president's statement said today and we don't calculate that particular day. But that's fine. But now you've provided clarity. Sure.
Just 1 minute, Aldrin, because I'm part of the government.
Yes.
Let us be very logistical. When an announcement is made at night, that you have 21 days, you can't calculate that day because you must have
That is the
21 days
president.
to register.
That is the president that said that. It's the president that said that it starts today. But that is okay. I think we need to move on from this particular point because now you're saying that the deadline is actually a Tuesday. That's the deadline that has been set. We just concluded a conversation.
Yes,
we just concluded a conversation now with the Economic Development MEC of Gauteng on this particular deadline, but also on the registration and the registration criteria. He's of the view that as far as they're concerned, the criteria also includes that the person that applies for a person who applies to register a tuck shop must be a South African. Is that your understanding as well?
I have a similar understanding that it should be a South African. But if I can go a step further, if you are a foreign national, you want to do business in South Africa, you must have a business visa. And in your business visa, you must prove that you have an investment of 5 million rand, that you are coming to invest in South Africa. And the foreign nationals who are running Spaza shops, I do not say with firm authority, but most of them, if not all of them, will not have applied for a business visa, would not have demonstrated to have 5 million rand to invest, would have not gone to SARS and register and comply with SARS requirement, banking details, and all proper details that a person must be qualifying to have. If you are an asylum seeker, you must have a certificate that you are an asylum seeker or you are a refugee. You can't just say, I am a refugee, but you don't have a certificate. So therefore, people who have ground requirements to apply are South Africans.
Okay. And with the asylum seekers?
The asylum seeker, you must have a certificate that you are in South Africa as an asylum seeker. Then you are properly documented as an asylum seeker. If you don't have that certificate, you are not documented, you can't apply.
Yeah. So what's the plan then after the registrations have been made and you look through the applications and processing these applications, and those who don't meet the minimum requirements or some of the requirements that have been set out, is that the Spaza shops will then be shut down? And I want to raise this point with you as well, Minister. I don't know, has any of the municipalities perhaps, or maybe governments from the various spheres of government, spoken about what happens to plug the hole that would be left by Spaza shops that need to shut down?
Operating a Spaza shop after Tuesday next week that has not been registered and there is no evidence that an application has been submitted and is being processed will be illegal. A person who will have not applied because he or she knows he doesn't qualify, for instance, as a foreign national, undocumented, should not run that Spaza shop on the following day after Tuesday. Mm-hmm. It must be closed down. A South African who wants to operate a Spaza shop, who will miss the deadline, cannot operate on Wednesday, but can continue to lodge an application which will be processed, because the application for businesses is an ongoing process, but you cannot operate beyond the cutoff date if you have not complied with the requirement. It will be illegal. The health inspectors, municipalities, police, and many key stakeholders will be on the ground verifying that the people who are operating indeed have applied. you might be still waiting for a license, because a license cannot be issued there and there, but you must have evidence which is proof that you did meet the deadline to apply.
Okay. What happens in the case that after Tuesday, if I'm an individual who then decides to open a Spaza shop, it's a decision that I've taken after Tuesday, can I still make this application?
Yes. In Aldrin, people apply on daily basis to open businesses. That you will be still qualified. Go and apply, follow the process until you get the license, and then you go and open your business. Whether you miss the date or you felt after the closing date, seeing that many Spaza shops closed, you see an opportunity, because indeed, Aldrin, this is an opportunity for South Africans to take back the economy into their hands. There is R500 million that is made available for our people to access, to once again reclaim the township, village, and rural economy, which has been taken away from the hands of South Africans.
Yeah. Also, the other part around this, Minister, is that whether this intervention is really to deal with some of the cases of food poisoning that have been speaking about and covering, or is it to deal with trying to get South Africans to operate these Spaza shops? And I'm also asking this on the basis of the health inspectors that are needed. I haven't heard as yet in terms of a scaling up of the health inspectors that would be required. How many of those health inspectors have been appointed so far?
Already, Aldrin, some of our municipalities have the health inspectors, but as package of this process, the government from national level, Treasury, will avail money for the employment of 10 health inspectors per district, which is 10 times 52, 520. That will be spread across South Africa. That process is underway as we speak. And by the time, because we must be practical on the other hand, we are soon going to be in the mid of the festive season. But by the time January, when everything goes back to normal operation, the health inspectors must have been processed, and a massive campaign on cleanliness will begin in January to ensure that the dirtiness in some of our towns, which has caused rats to become a problem, that has attracted the use of the insecticides, is going to be a major item that we will conduct to keep our towns, villages clean, so that whoever operates a business, it is not a health hazard.
All right. Thank you so much for your time and appreciate the clarity as well. That is the Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs there, Velenkosini Hlabisa, on the looming deadline for the re-registration and registration of tuck shops. And you just heard there that the deadline is actually Tuesday. The deadline is not tomorrow. The deadline is actually Tuesday because Monday is also a public holiday. And according to the minister's interpretation of what the president say, that it could not have been on that first day that the announcement was made that we start calculating the 21 days.